Let's be real for a bit. Making a video game is hard. There are so many different elements that go into making a game. You have concept artists, level designers, programmers, voice actors, sound designers, software engineers, animators, writers, and loads more that I'm forgetting, I'm sure. But they all come together to make a finished product, a silly game for us fans to relieve our stress and forget about real life for a bit. Yet there are some games that are even more stressful than real life, that kick your teeth in and laugh at you while you suffer and struggle through their sadistic creation. Welcome to Darkest Dungeon, a game that for the past 4 years has been beating my ass till I can't see straight. People who've played the game are well aware of the nasty things it can do to you, but we'll get to the gameplay in a bit. What I want to talk about first is the idea of tone in your video game. You probably have heard what literary tone and mood are in your English class, yet tone in film and video games is closer to what mood is in literature. It's a bit confusing, I know, but when I say tone, I'm using the word under the definition, the way the game makes the player feel. Red Hook Studios has done something very interesting with their game. When you play Darkest Dungeon, there's a certain cohesiveness to it. Everything seems to fit together just right. The reason this happens is because Darkest Dungeon takes its tone and makes it an integral part of the game. You might be asking then, what is Darkest Dungeon's tone? Well, think about it. What is the most important thing to manage in this game? Something that's more valuable than HP, and it's constantly on the forefront of your mind when you're going through dungeons. If I had to put a word that describes what players feel while playing Darkest Dungeon, it'd be stressed. Stress is the root of many of the problems you'll face in the game. You'll be spending a considerable chunk of your resources keeping your heroes from stressing too hard, whether it be through food for nourishment throughout a dungeon, torches to keep the darkness at bay, or other extracurricular activities. It's a wholly unique game mechanic that I've never seen before in any video game, and is the groundwork for how this game was designed. Everything, and I mean everything in that game is designed to be stressful for the player, not the hero, the player. Let's go down the list, shall we? First, the graphics are exaggerated and macabre that make you feel uneasy. Each dungeon has its own plethora of nightmare-inducing enemies that make you go,
"What the hell is even that?"
Second, each step throughout a dungeon you carefully take so that you trepidatiously check for traps and slowly edge towards the curios that are just begging to be messed with because it can save you and your party, only for you to get cursed and stress your characters out even more. Third, and arguably the most important, the harrowing voice work of Wayne June that sends chills up your spine even when he's complimenting you. Fourth, while you're fighting, every single move has a range of how much damage / healing it'll do, but 80% of the time you just seem to low roll. Along with the mischance that's just high enough to give you hope. Like, how many times have you said, "Please miss, please miss, please miss," when the enemy is attacking? RNG is stressful when your favorite hero's life is on the line. And lastly, I don't think there's a single bright color in the entire palette of Darkest Dungeon. Well, except one. When you get stress removed. Interesting. Now you may be thinking, well, if all this game does is make me stressed, why in the world would I play it? Well, it's the same reason people play any of those hard as hell games. Because my god, when you do get rewarded, it feels so sweet. It's just like anything that takes a lot of work. The payoff just feels better. Now, the biggest complaint I've seen about Darkest Dungeon over the years is that so many things are out of your control, that it's too RNG heavy, which, yes, it is. That's on purpose, because if you could control everything, the game wouldn't be as stressful, and it wouldn't be in line with its tone. So, mad props to Red Hook for making their game harder to enjoy for an overall better product for the people who enjoy this type of game. Obviously, Darkest Dungeon isn't for the faint of heart or people looking to just relax while playing games. It's for people who enjoy a challenge for a huge payoff. The same type of people that would enjoy extracurricular activities.